Hi, I'm Muhammed Hamdan and you're watching Bizworld. The government should set up a committee under the International Trade and Industry Ministry to monitor investments coming into the country. Former Second Finance Minister Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani said it is crucial to monitor the progress of MOUs between Malaysian companies and foreign groups. In an Utusan Malaysia report, he said progress reports on the investments should also be presented to the Cabinet. This is to make sure that the solutions to problems involving government agencies, departments and ministries could be found and encourage investors' confidence. Yesterday, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim told the Dewan Rakyat that the Cabinet would discuss the formation of a committee to monitor the investments. For the time being, these projects are being monitored by MITI, the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, and Malaysia External Trade Development Corp.
Thank you.
The overnight policy rate, or OPR, varies according to economic conditions and is decided by Bank Negara. Bank Muamalat Chief Economist Muhammad Afzanizam Abdul Rashid said Malaysia recorded its lowest OPR of 1.75% on July 7, 2020, when the country and the world were facing the COVID-19 pandemic. The economist predicted a 25 basis points OPR increase in July or during the second half of the year, driven by the encouraging economic growth momentum, especially in consumption. Last year, property transactions hit 179 billion ringgit, a 23.6% increase from 144.87 billion ringgit in 2021. According to Muhammad Afzanizam, the 2.75% OPR is inappropriate and too low, as this may lead to a spike in household debt. However, he noted the possibility that Bank Negara would maintain the OPR at 2.75% based on current economic conditions. RHB Investment Bank has maintained an overweight rating on the real estate sector despite the recent equity market volatility brought about by the banking sector in the United States. The firm noted its investment thesis remained unchanged as the interest rate upcycle is nearing the end, and China's reopening from COVID-19 restrictions should benefit companies that own real and hospitality assets. While Bank Negara has not raised the overnight policy rate any further this year, the banking crisis in the US may urge central banks to slow down the increase in interest rates while monitoring global market conditions. This is somewhat favorable for potential property buyers, as it could mean mortgage rates will most likely stabilize at current levels of 4 to 4.1% over the next 3 to 6 months. Moving on, Kenanga Investment Bank Research anticipates the ongoing industry inventory adjustment to extend into the second quarter of this year. The research house said it gathered from players under its coverage that there has not been a major boost in chip demand, as the recent China reopening remained over the medium term. It highlighted that the world semiconductor trade statistics projects global chip demand would fall by 4.1%, following a disappointing 3.3% growth in 2022. Kenanga said as a maturing technology, the outlook for smartphones will remain bleak, as new models would likely incorporate only minor incremental upgrades, while the replacement cycle lengthens. Petronas Carigali Sdn Bhd PCSB has entered into a farm-out agreement with Sabah State Government's wholly owned company SMJSB. This for the sale of PSB's 50% of non-operating participating interests in the Semarang Production Sharing Contract PSC. The Semarang field, located some 50 kilometers off the coast of Sabah, is producing about 36,000 barrels of oil and gas equivalent per day. The transaction is currently awaiting regulatory approvals and fulfillment of conditions precedent. Last month, PCSB and SMJSB have inked a heads of agreement to record the parties' agreement and confirm SMJSB's participation in the Semarang PSC, which is superseded by the farm-out agreement. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Muhammed Hamdan. Thanks for watching and keep tuning into TV3.